Okay, today on This Is How You Do It, we're repairing or replacing rather a water feed line to the filter system on this side-by-side Whirlpool refrigerator with the dispenser and ice maker, as you can see. This will require us working both in the front and the rear of this refrigerator to replace this water line. Very easy job, should take just a few minutes, and we'll get going here in just a moment with what we're going to replace. Part number is the Whirlpool, and it is 8201597 water tube. All right, we're back, and first things we're going to do here is unplug the refrigerator. You want to always do that anytime you're working on any electrical appliances. So we're unplugging it, and then the next step will be to turn the water off and disconnect the water supply line. All right, so the water's turned off, and we'll disconnect the water line at this point. Standard tools, screwdriver, 1/4 inch nut driver, a couple crescent wrenches. Okay. Alright, got that disconnected. Then we'll disconnect the bracket that's holding the tube in. Take that out of the way for now, and I think this is somewhere in this area where the tube was leaking. We had water, quite a bit of water that was on the floor from this leaking supply line. Then of course the next step will be 1/4 inch nuts. Remove the backing off of here, take it out so we can have full access. Probably be a good time also to clean the area underneath the refrigerator, the condenser coils, and get dust and things that collect under there. So we'll remove the 1/4 inch screws. And you can see quite a bit of dust on it, so we'll clean all that up before we put it all back together. And now we'll move around to the front. This particular unit, this line goes directly to the inlet to the filter. So next step will be to get to the front and remove the front grill and pull the filter housing out to where we can disconnect this line. Okay, now we going to remove the grill and take 2 screws that's holding the filter housing in. We'll remove those so we can get to the inlet supply line and disconnect it from the filter housing. So we need to open it. This is held in by a couple of clips. Okay, get that. Move it out the way. And then we'll remove these 2 screws here. I think I'll be able to do that with the door closed. Since it has been running, we'll keep it refrigerated. Alright, we're going to remove these 5/16 inch nuts from the filter housing. Okay, we've removed the 2 screws, and now there's a retaining clip here that there's a 1/4 inch screw that's holding that in. We'll remove that, get this out of the way. Okay, then we're removing also this bracket that's holding the water valves. That'll allow us some flexibility when we go around the front to pull that filter housing out far enough to be able to disconnect the inlet line to catch any water that might want to drip out when you're disconnecting these lines. Alright, now that should give us some flexibility. Okay, and then the next thing is to get the inlet tubing out. It's a push-in connection. I could use a 3/8 inch wrench to kind of push against that collar to release it and snap it out, and I can pull it through. And that's the old line, and here's the new part. Thread that back. And we'll slide this back in. Should pop in like so. Put everything back together. Put this clip back in like so, and we'll be able to check it for leaks. Okay, we're putting everything back in. We've slid the filter back in. It's just a matter of making up these 3 screws here, the 2 to the filter housing, and then the 1 to the that retainer clip that was off to the side here. Finish tightening these up. Put the grill, actually we'll leave the grill off so we can check for leaks. And that'll be the final thing we'll do, is put that back on. And also we'll clean the coils here before we put that back together. Okay, well now we're back around the back side of the refrigerator, and we're going to put the screw the bracket for the water valve back in. 2 1/4-inch screws. Okay, we've got that snug, tightened back up, and next thing we'll do is next thing we'll do is clean this up with a vacuum, get this dust out of here, and then put the panel back on, reclamp this, hook it back up. Now we're back around the rear of the fridge, and we're going to make up the screws holding the panel. And then this one is a little longer. We'll put this clamp in, that's no problem, because we have plenty of room around the back side of the fridge. Connect the line back up to the water supply. Just needs to be snug, not a lot of torque needs to be put on it. Turn the water on. Since we're back here, we'll plug it back in and check it for leaks in the front, and that should take care of this job. We'll see start making ice in a bit. All right, now we're back around the front. Got my light looking into the back there. There's no leaks. Everything looks fine. Refrigerator's back running. We've cleaned up the grill, condenser. Next thing will be to put the grill back in. I think this time we'll see we'll clip that, clip that. Here, check. Bleed the air out the water line. And I will turn the ice maker back on. We had that off during that period. And we're basically back up and running. So this is how you do it. Replace a water filter inlet supply line. Thanks for watching.